And we're back in the fucking bog.
What is up
in the bog?
Yeah. And we are here tonight, as promised, to talk one thing, and that is Mortal Kombat. We have all seen it, some of us more than once.
Yeah. I was halfway through my third watch when I needed like a palate cleanser, because if I came into Snyder Cut too hot, and we went for 4 hours. So I needed a little palate cleanser. You know, I threw on this Hulu show that's all like like happy, sad kind of show.
Sure.
And I watched like 5 minutes. I was like, nah, I'm gonna go watch that Behind again.
Dude, Behind ruled this fucking movie.
But so hard. Let's start real quick, because I'm curious how you guys answer this. For me, going in, let's start a little bit of our personal background or history with this stuff. For me, I saw the movies in the 90s when they came out. I played the video game on the fucking Sega Genesis, and but that was about it. I think I only played some of the first ones. It just never really stuck with me through the years as much, but I always was into it. I was always a fan. My cousin Preston, he's really into it, and he would always get the new game, so I'd play him once in a while whenever Predator or Terminator was in it or something like that. And however, having said that, I still feel like I got caught a lot of the Easter eggs that were in this movie and stuff. I still recognized and got a lot of the references and stuff like that. But for me, going in, I feel like you guys are all three a lot more knowledgeable and more well-versed in this lore than I am.
Oh man, our last week's episode was me going through the entirety of Mortal Kombat lore. So yes, I'm
we knocked down the game lore in about an hour last week. And
it's rough, man.
I'm coming in I'm coming actually in the same boat as you, man. I played the first few as a kid. I had this memory of it was 96 whenever the movie came out. My stepdad at the time wanted to, he's doing that thing where he's like, go to bed with the kid. Mm-hmm. So he put a blindfold on me and was like, I'm taking you to go see a grown-up movie, but I don't want you to know what movie it is. And I can't remember what year did the Mortal Kombat movie come out?
95.
95.
It was 95 or 96.
Oh, that was later than that. That was like 99.
No, because Annihilation was in the late 90s.
That's true. Yeah.
Because I saw Annihilation in theaters because I was like 5 or so, but I had seen the VHS version of the first one, and it's just because Mortal Kombat, like I just clung to that game when I was a kid. Like that was legitimately like my earliest memories of video games were like me playing Mortal Kombat, and like I had the guidebook. I was just like a little wee guy with the fucking guidebook that was like, oh, how you do the fatalities and stuff. Like I still couldn't do them because I was terrible at the game at that point, but it was good shit.
That's what it was. Okay, so we get into the theater and he's like, we're coming to. I brought you to see the Basketball Diaries because Space Jam had made me think that I wanted to play basketball. So
as it did all of us.
No, this was pre-Space Jam, but I still wanted to play basketball. So anywho, I sit down in the theater. I think I'm trying to pretend to be excited because he is excited, but I was like dreading this movie, thinking my first grown-up movie is gonna be lame, and then it was Mortal Kombat. He took me to see Mortal Kombat, and I loved it, dude. It was one of the first movie soundtracks that I like asked for. I like loved the music in the movie. I got the CD Mortal Kombat, the original motion picture soundtrack. I wore that CD out. We got to bring it in a CD once a week in our class in 4th grade. And everyone brought in like Britney Spears or Backstreet. And don't get me wrong, Team Britney, Backstreet for life, 100%. but I brought in the Mortal Kombat soundtrack. So like while we were having our quiet study period, instead of Backstreet Boys, it's fucking like it was obnoxious. I think part of that is kind of it helped me get into more extreme music. I listen to a lot of like in my in the background playing video games. I listen to like dubstep and hard techno stuff like that. And I can definitely trace that back to that soundtrack.
Hell
and
yeah.
This one, I mean, oh yeah. Well, remind me to get into the soundtrack later because I broke it down. So
hell yeah.
It's funny that you mentioned the soundtrack because I did the same thing. Like I must have played that so many times to the point where it was like it just didn't, like skipped.
Dude, it was so good. And remember the Goro when he first walked in? We do it all the time at band practice. The down. That was Buckethead.
Oh, was it?
Oh shit.
That was Buckethead. Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah. So that's one of those things I learned like 15 years later. I was like, oh, that's why that song kicked ass. All right, cool. That's why I still quote it anytime anything badass happens, like playing D&D. And I have to introduce like an ogre. I'm like, and then you guys just hear this fucking dirt.
What about you, Aaron?
I was like, oh shit.
Man, I'm kind of in this as far as like like being able to call back to it. Like I was playing them long before I had any real like, before it made sense for a kid that was like 8 years old to have something like this. Kind of the same way, like as far as like Alex getting into it, kind of the same.
Yeah, dude, because the ESRB didn't exist when Mortal Kombat 1 came out, so we had the upper hand of not having that kind of directions.
Instrumental in getting the ESRB created, if I'm not mistaken. It was one of the games that they brought up, like in that court hearing.
Yeah, because it was the first one that had like the blood cheat for it. So you had like there was like a secret code you put in that will like give you the blood.
Wait, ESRB?
Electronic
like
Services
PMRC
Rating Board, the ones that had to put like E,
like
T, and M on all the games. Yeah, Mortal Kombat was like one of those games that like
that made the mature rating.
They're like, look at this horrible stuff our children are learning to rip their friends' spines out.
So Mortal Kombat was like on the video game version of the Filthy 15.
Kind of, yeah.
Essentially, yeah.
What?
Yeah, it was like the reason that like a mature rating for a video game could exist.
Metal.
So
Go on, Aaron.
Between that, it's all good. Between that and like I think the first one I had was the third one that was on like Genesis, I think, and then kind of ever since then. But the one that really got me into it was Deadly Alliance, because that was the first one that like they had the 3D and they had the weapons and stuff that you could just pull out and you could change the different classes during the fight and everything. And
like, Shang Tsung kills Liu Kang.
Yeah, dude, like that was something that was
Alex,
sick too.
Hearing that, like, dude, it was so hard for me when you were going through the lore because I was like, there was storylines to those games,
right?
Oh yeah,
no shit. I thought
I
it was
didn't know
like
that.
I kept moving. It was always a tower in my face next to another face, and then I ripped that guy's lungs out, and then I go up to the next face, and I'd spit acid or whatever, like.
Yeah, but when you win the tournament, they give you the paragraph that's like, mighty warrior of the Link Way, Sub-Zero, Bi-Han, and like all of like his little backstory and stuff. I think in the demo screen, if you wait long enough too, they'll like flash like parts of their lore too.
Something like that. I think, I don't know. It was long before they could make like the big CG stuff and the big like, because I remember that was what the fourth one was kind of notorious for, is like the terrible CG.
Yeah, they tried to do 3D animation and like it sucked on all counts, and like it made the acting even worse too because it was just so weird.
Like infamously.
Well, that was back when like you if you were a big actor that, I mean, frankly wasn't Ron Perlman doing Fallout or what's his name, Sean Bean doing, he's Civ, right? He always does Civ, I think. If you weren't one of those guys and you were an actor and you went into a video game, like that was you throwing in the towel, dude. Like video game acting was like nothing, partially because there was no good way to do it. There's the history of the triangles thing that until we passed a certain level of making models look good, if you put, Pierce Brosnan in GoldenEye 64 was 7 triangles pasted over top each other.
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want to put my voice on that. Just do text.
Yeah, that's true. I can see that.
Or you just have like the people making the video game just be like, all right, I'm gonna fucking yell into a microphone. That's gonna be the fucking sound effect. I don't care.
But I think my first real memory of it, as far as like the games and stuff, so I had a friend when I was in like 3rd grade that like started talking about it to like show it to me and stuff. I think we like hung out one time, and then he showed me the movie of it, and I was like, dude, this is, at the time, you know, being however old, I don't know how old I was. It was long after. I think it was pretty long after both the first 2 movies came out, because they were both on VHS, which is how old this shit is.
Yeah.
So I remember seeing those, and then after that, I like kind of followed the games for a long time, and you know, it was. But yeah, as far like that was probably one of my favorite parts of this movie is how much of the old school, you know, like the way I don't know, like more so in like the aspect of the fatality stuff and just like the extra. It's like, oh, that one's from like the 10th game, or that one's from like the newest one, or like, oh, that happens, but he does this, and like he pushes, you know, like with the whole thing with Jackson Sub-Zero at the end of it, or at the end of their fight when he first loses his arms.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like there was that, but I think in the actual game he like pushes it, like basically compresses his like both their arms into his chest and then like kicks his head off or something like that, something crazy. Well, yeah, it was so cool to see. And then the whole thing with like Kung Lao and what's her name, big winged.
Oh god. What was her, Alex? You know it. I know.
Oh my god. I literally have it on the tip of my tongue.
Like Natara or something.
Yeah, Natara. That's exactly it.
He throws his hat down and it just cuts her in half like that. I think that was
that.
Yeah, he rode her down.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that going down, I was like sitting in my seat, like getting up and like, yeah, do it, dude, do it. And then he
oh, dude,
all of a sudden I'm 8 years old again, dude. And I'm like,
oh, dude.
Yeah, both me and my roommate were watching it. We both went, yeah! Shit was so dope.
So, that like you were saying with like the not like all the little Easter eggs and stuff, and like being able to catch stuff like that. That's one of the things that for me, like I know I have characters. I remember in the game, I think it was 4 when they introduced Bo Raicho. My stepdad at the time had a drinking problem, and my mom was very much like, okay, buddy, that character, you need to understand that alcohol doesn't actually make you a good fighter. And at that time I was, you know, old enough to be like, Mom, I play a game where a guy that's like 5'2" with spiky yellow hair carries a sword that weighs 3 times as much as him. Like I get it, video games aren't real life. So I knew of Bo Raicho, but I have no understanding of where he fits in the line. And then for them to just throw his name in there real quick, oh, Master Bo Raicho, and it's like, hey,
Bo Raicho found Liu Kang.
Yeah.
That's why Liu Kang actually became a monk, was because Bo Raicho found him.
And then there was the one that we talked about in our episode last week. We talked about one of my favorite characters from the game and from the movie, because he was so poorly done, was Nightwolf.
Nightwolf, yeah. The like, cursory glance of a Nightwolf picture in like a history book, I was like, does that mean he's dead?
Back in the 90s. It does totally. I mean, unless they're gonna have him come back as a Revenant, and they probably will. But it was Nightwolf. I guarantee. Well, I liked it too, but the thing was, in the 90s, having a white guy in denim vest and jeans with like a headdress and native war paint on, like out in the desert talking to a Chinese monk.
Well, was the actor a white guy?
The actor was a white guy.
Okay, I was going to say the character is definitely not a white guy.
No, yeah, I know that
would be the problem.
That's where the problem comes in.
Yep.
So having that go down, you know, in 2020, 21, it's not going to fly. So they just have to be like, and there was a native guy, Nightwolf. Hey, guys, we said it. We said Nightwolf.
Okay, but immediately after that, did anybody else catch that fucking reference immediately after Nightwolf?
To what?
Which one?
Kotal Khan?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They just had a bust of Kotal Khan. I was like, holy shit, dude. He's like a brand new character, too. Like,
there was a lot of there was a lot of cool shit on Sonya's wall. Like there was shit. There was like a
Shao
couple
Kahn stuff.
Yeah, there was like a couple characters that were like mentioned on that wall that we didn't see yet.
And
I was
can
like,
we
oh,
talk
shit, I
about
remember them.
can we talk about that opening, that first 7 minutes?
Okay.
Fucking Hanzo versus Bihan part 1.
Yeah.
So they put out that long before, I think it was like a week or two before.
Like, yeah, it's about a week before.
Yeah.
And I went into this only seeing the first trailer that they put out, so I completely skipped over that because I just wanted to see it from the top. And man, that floored me, dude. I was like, just seeing what they were able to do with the two characters, but not directly say like, oh, this is Sub-Zero Scorpion. This is, it was cool to see kind of an origin story kind of.
Yeah,
idea.
and it gave you, and like up until the her going like, oh, how could it be so cold in here? Even that was just kind of like a little like wink of foreshadowing. If you know what you're looking for, you're gonna see it.
And then you see him fucking forming the ice in his hand, and it starts bleeding all over.
Before all that, even like this could have just been a kick-ass ninja versus samurai movie.
Yeah,
starting to play out.
Yeah.
And then ice forms like, oh, dude, that was brutal, man. Him coming back to the wife and kid all frozen with the, oh man, that was
rough. Yeah,
fantastic imagery though. Like it's
tight.
one of those where you need to understand why he's a vengeance demon. Like, it's not just like, oh, I killed my wife. You live in feudal times, wives and kids die, but like that. Yeah. So, a quick side note here. So, I need to correct myself. I said that it was a white guy that played Nightwolf. It wasn't. It was a native actor. Not any native actor, no. Not just anyone. It's Lightfoot. You guys know who Lightfoot is?
Really?
Yeah. Indian in the Cupboard?
No shit.
Yeah,
I know Indian in the Cupboard.
Good in the 90s. He was eating good in the 90s.
Yeah, he was. He also, if anyone cares to listen to it, he's a rapper. And the music is awful, but you gotta support him because he's responsible for one feel good smile at least from all of your childhoods.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah. Indian in the Cupboard was a
so
fucking
good
banger as a kid.
Oh yeah. Who else tried to do it? Who else put an action figure in the cupboard hoping it would come alive?
God, dude.
God. Toy Story and all of that shit made me fucking try that shit. You fucking close the door and then you open it up really quick and you're like, oh yeah.
I kept trying to bring my Boba Fett to life.
Yes.
That was all I wanted as a kid was a little Boba Fett.
Hell yeah. That first fucking scene though, that opening sequence just absolutely floored me. And immediately what stuck out was and what sticks out continues through the whole movie is just like how awesome and like just gorgeous the choreography was. Like those fight sequences were so masterfully done. Like that really impressed me.
I'd like to think that they spent about 4 days on the script and then the next like 7 months just training, dude. Like, so like, I mean, everyone knows me who I am. There was that part when Liu Kang busts the shirt off and does like the flex, and I was like, what the fuck?
He looked like fucking Bruce Lee. Dude,
it was insane,
like,
man.
That was nuts.
Not a dry person in the house.
No, dude.
Jackson.
Oh man, dude, it was so like.
Also, I love that scene because he was just spamming sweep kick on Kano, and Kano was like, "No, fuck you!" He tries to jump in, he gets sweep kicked again. It's like that's such a good reference.
Yeah,
fuck,
that was apparently the actors like made that joke, and the guys were like, "Yeah, do that. That's hilarious. Like, let's put that in." Okay, like,
that's brilliant.
Yeah, that right there tells you exactly what you need to know about this movie. It's here. It takes itself seriously enough that it's not campy, but it also recognizes that it's silly. And it needs to be, you need to like, the dude throws his hand on the ground and slices a chick in half. Cabal is apparently like buddies with Kano, but like
Cabal used to be
something.
A Black Dragon mercenary, and then Kano got him fucked over.
She just worked for Outworld now, like
because he was probably he probably killed somebody, got the mark, and then found out he has super speed and fucking teamed up with Shang Tsung when somebody tried to kill him.
I was so glad that they put Cabal in the movie because he was like from the early games, he was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, I love his design.
He was just it was such a cool design. I'm really glad they made him a bad guy.
Yeah.
He's always a bad guy.
In Mortal Kombat Annihilation, they kill him and Stryker off screen with they kill two characters with one line of dialogue. Two of Earth's greatest fighters, Stryker and Cabal, have been eliminated. And I was like, first off, Cabal was fighting for Earthrealm. Lame. Second off, like, you're just gonna off him. Third off, why even bring Stryker's name into it? There is a plethora of other characters. Hey, we got that cop.
Stryker's kind of cool. Yeah. He had a fun moveset in 9, and then they forgot that he was a character for 10 and 11.
Well, they
did that with a lot of people.
3, wasn't he?
He was in 3, I think 4. That one where they were like, "Oh, we got like everybody in the game," and then fucking 9.
My only 2 complaints on him were I was pissed he didn't have dreadlocks, and because I thought that looked way sicker than the weird burlap thing that was going on. But that's just, I don't know, that's just me being picky. And the other thing was like why did he sound like he was like a New Yorker? Like, why did he have this like accent to him half the time?
Because they thought it made him sound cocky and evil.
Dude, it's the same reason that 90s Wolverine was Australian. Like the guy came in and that's how he talked, and they were like, cool.
Hey, that's why Kano is Australian, because that first dude in that movie.
First dude was Australian, and like they were just like, okay, that Kano's Australian from now on.
Yeah.
I actually, because initially, I was kind of looking for like the whole, he's got like a metal plate in his face, and he's got like, that's how he shoots his laser beam or whatever. But I
got this. It's his Arcana.
Yeah. Oh, the Arcana thing. I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
I hate it. Oh my god, it's such a. Dude, I don't need explanations for them having superpowers. But it's a fucking Mortal Kombat movie. Just tell me they have superpowers. I don't need explanations, dude.
If they hadn't put that in there, the amount of salty people being like, so what? Everyone could just learn how to shoot fireballs if Liu Kang can learn how to do it? Like,
yes.
Why doesn't everyone just learn how to do that?
Because they're not good enough.
So
that's it. Like, I don't give a shit.
I loved it. 1, it gave us the training montages.
That was cool.
And 2, it gave Kano something to be an asshole about and be funny about it. When he first gets the power, when Kung Lao is just shit talking him until he gets angered enough to shoot it,
egg roll,
and he fucking he shoots it out and immediately goes to Liu Kang, goes, look better than fucking fireballs.
Yeah.
I lost it, dude. I loved it. I honestly, I kind of wanted to see Cabal be a bad guy and Kano have them just pull the rug out from under us and Kano be a good guy the whole time. I thought that would have been good. Yeah. It wouldn't have sold as well. But
how did, like, because since you guys did a bit of a deep dive, it sounds like on the game stuff, like how, because does it ever explain how everybody gets their abilities or whatever in the games, or is it just kind of like
it's like inherently learned for the most part? Like Liu Kang mastered his like chi and stuff over time and can like summon fire because like he trains with a fucking god. Like
And it's Kano, if I'm not mistaken, it was like straight up like an implant, right?
Yeah, he had the laser implant in the eye because it was I want to say something about the Cyber Lin Kuei initiative was like a part of why he got the eye. It was like an early version of that because they ended up selling it to the Lin Kuei so that they could basically just make ninjas into robots. But like with powers in the Mortal Kombat universe, it's typically just like these people either come from a descendant of like people that had these magic powers from the get-go, or like they like mastered it over time. Cabal, I think it's like implants helps him do super speed and whatnot. But like, there's like little things like that. Like some people are just like,
because I couldn't
normal ass people too.
Yeah, Aaron, honestly, and a lot of this stuff is like, I'm fairly certain is either those little blurbs during the loading screen or that paragraph at the end of the game, or later on in the games when they started being bigger, like file size bigger when they could add more stuff. They added like the cutscenes and dialogue to explain a lot of this stuff. But I was just the same. I'm like, there's just sure, okay, Johnny Cage can shoot green stuff out of his head. It's everything I know about him says he's just a movie actor. But apparently he can shoot green energy out of his hands. Then
nope, he's magic also.
Yep, he's from a God Killer clan.
Yep. Yeah, like I had those like little fucking manual books back in the day that would like fucking tell you moves and like little shit like that.
Oh, is Aaron frozen? Oh, there you are.
I think we're losing him.
Yeah, my internet's kind of going in and out. It's been weird tonight. But yeah, I couldn't remember as I was watching it, because I haven't really spent too much time with, I mean, because like I'm at the point where I pretty much buy every new game that comes out just because I love the series and I love seeing what they do with each of the different ones. And like it almost seems like
does it sound anyone else like he's kind of having a stroke?
And it's the wife is kind of like, is it?
Yeah, we're losing you, man. We can't. It's like sending the words you say, but it's like stretching them out and slowing them down. So it kind of sounds like you're like maybe stroking out a bit.
Damn it.
You're smooth now.
Do you have any background stuff running? I usually have to kill like a lot of my stuff to get my exploit to run.
The only fucking
keep going though. Keep going.
Yeah.
The only I did think it was a little weird how they were getting their powers, but the only one that I really rubbed up against it all, besides just being annoyed that Sonya didn't, I was like wanted her to get it by the middle, but she didn't get it till the end, which was annoying to me.
At the cost of Kano too.
Yeah, but the only one that I rubbed up against a little bit was Jax, because I thought it would have been kind of cooler to show maybe like during the training montage. There's also a brief couple cuts where like he's working with some people on designing some new arms or something like that. But then I was like, well, then what would his power be? So I guess it kind of makes sense. But...
he does have purple energy that he can typically throw out of his like cyber arms and stuff. It also can like sense like seismic waves through the ground because of like how hard it can hit.
All right.
Yeah, he has like little bits of superpowers within his arms.
I did have a bit to, when I was watching, I was like, okay, so these monks, we're limited on time here. They're like, they're coming for us. We're talking days. And these monks found out that one of the dudes with the marks got his arms frozen off. So they scoured the realms to find this technology to give him like little stick hands. And then this mystical magical mark activates when he's trying to lift a boulder and enhances those. So my question is, what if his arms didn't get frozen off and he didn't have these metal things and he was just trying to pick up the boulder? What if it just exploded into machine arms? Like, was that what was in him all the time? Because they're like, it comes from your heart. It's in there. Your arcana's in here.
I guess it would have given him super strength at that point then, because realistically, I think it was just something to compensate for the fact that he couldn't use his arms.
Also, keeping on Jax here, him being cocky after some of the hits and dropping one-liners, because I don't know if you guys remember this in Annihilation.
I did 6 tools, motherfucker.
Jax spoke solely in one-liners in that movie. Like, when he beats up Cyrax the first time and he goes, I wish I had these babies back in high school. I was like, what? And then so at this, when he hits him and he goes, yeah, this will do. I'm like, it's still got it.
Jax is definitely always been one of my favorite characters.
Yeah, he definitely like was he just showed that he was a good fighter fighting off Bihan, because like Bihan came in like a T-800 or some shit, fucking taking all of the fucking snow that he was producing and then slamming it down on everything.
That was so dope.
That was so cool. Yeah. Oh man, Cole and his family are like, oh shit, we gotta get the fuck out of here.
And that's one of the things that I thoroughly enjoyed about this was them giving a reason to why he didn't just hang back and keep like freezing the atmosphere and dropping it on these people until they were dead, or just shooting machine gun little icicles everywhere because it's like honor or whatever in the tournament, and he's got to fight them hand to hand and and like it's Bihan's line, so he's got to end it and Hanzo's line, so he's got to end it. It was just, they're like, here you go, this is why he's gonna fight him like fist to fist because he's like a ninja or whatever. And it's Bihan cool. As long as it looks dope.
Yeah, Bihan doesn't go out like a bitch. He fucking wants everybody to know that he's better than them.
Yeah.
That's what I love about him.
Fucking, did you guys ever see a couple years ago on YouTube, there was like a Mortal Kombat short, where Jax was like a detective.
Yeah,
Michael Jai White.
That shit was outstanding.
Everyone kind of wanted that to spin off and go into being this was.
I did too. But honestly, I thought one of the reasons why I liked that short so much was because just like the tone of it and like the way, like the overall atmosphere of the world that they were in. And I felt that tone kind of did carry over into this movie a little bit.
There is more of that one short. There's more? There's 2 seasons, so like 2.5 hours worth of content.
Yep.
And then
right.
they also they had a 3rd season, but they never actually fully did it because it was supposed to tie into Mortal Kombat X, and I don't think that the schedules lined up appropriately, so they just shelved it.
I liked the fact that it wasn't a Liu Kang story, Mortal Kombat.
Yes. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I liked Liu Kang in this though.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was pretty great, but it wasn't like, all right, you got to be the one to do it, dude. It's all you.
But we get the male Mary Sue of this movie, Cole Young, who is literally got plot armor, which is the dumbest joke I've stolen ever, and I hate it.
We talked about it last time, and
he's got Wakandan armor.
We talked
about Black Panther made his armor.
I was like, why on earth would they need to make a whole movie centered around just some guy? And you were like, oh, he's gonna be like in the next game, they got to test the waters for him. And I'm like, but he's just a person. How do they got to test the water? And I now see, yeah, it's a good thing they put him in this to test it out, because he's gonna show up in a game and be the most hated character.
Yeah, he's gonna be OP as fuck, and like he's gonna kill Goro, and everybody's gonna be like, God damn it, why did you kill Goro already? He's not in the tournament. What?
Yeah,
I'm having a panic attack about that one.
Well, I'm okay with that because I like CG is just silly. Watching
the CG is silly, but like it's Goro, man. He was so
bring in
necessary in the fucking tournament.
Now we can bring in Motaro, dude. I want to see Motaro.
Yeah.
Or Kintaro, which is basically just Goro, but he's a lion also, or a tiger.
Oh yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, was Kintaro.
3?
I want to say that was 4. No, actually, he might have been 3 because
I think it was 3. Motaro was
2.
2.
Because Goro happened, and then they did Motaro in the second one, I want to say. Because I don't think Goro made it to the second one.
God, dude, I fucking hated fighting Motaro.
Yeah, he was too long. You couldn't jump over him. Yeah.
Yep. That it was like I said, Mortal Kombat 4 was the last real one I played. But that was the first game as a kid that I would throw a controller. Like unplug it so I could get more distance and whip it.
Mortal Kombat responsible for more broken controllers than any other game.
It definitely started it. I'll say the most broken controller ever though was definitely Kingdom Hearts, when my little brother overwrote my save file that I had spent 100 hours on, and I came home and saw it was gone. Pulled the controller out and I chased him around the house, just whipping his ass with it, and then I grabbed it and like spun it over my head and just smashed it into the wall and like exploded it. And that was like 16 years old, straight up fit of rage, because as soon as I did, I was like, oh, no, I can't play.
Hey, gotta spend like $40 to get a new controller.
Yeah, back when it was only $40.
Yeah. Or you could get a Mad Catz one for like 20.
Yeah.
But like the R1 wouldn't work, or like it would go into like whatever that fucking like turbo mode was for no reason.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I always hated the way the buttons felt on those. They're like super like stiff and like.
Yeah, you could, if you were going too hard, you could get one to like slide into the casing on accident.
Yeah. Just be this weird
square
like,
stuck
button.
now.
Yeah.
Save that controller for when your cousins come over and they can play. Oh, you can use this one, but square doesn't work.
Yeah. I want to point out the fact that, and I could be wrong about this, I might have missed one when I was watching it earlier, but they mentioned or they said the words Mortal Kombat 5.5 times.
Wait, what's the half?
The half is combat. Mention Mortal Kombat or combat 5.5 times. So
and
the entire movie. Like,
and there was never a tournament.
No, yeah, it's the setup for the tournament, because they said within they won't see a new moon before the tournament happens. So they are like on like borrowed time trying to get everybody together like within a month to fucking fight in Mortal Kombat. So it's gonna be weird.
That was one thing from like a production standpoint that I thought was a really good move for them in this movie. You've got your Shang Tsung and Raiden as your big names, but other than that, it's not like these other people are going to have a whole lot of commitments. You know what I mean? Like, you could film this movie and then immediately start filming the next one, because you've got a bunch of like, I don't want to say no name actors because it's like a shit thing to say, but like lesser known actors in these roles, killing it. By the way, they all killed their roles.
They really did a good job.
Actually, the dude that played Hanzo was in Avengers Endgame. He's the guy that fights Ronin.
Yeah, but he's in a mask now. Oh, he's more than that, dude. He's
guy.
No, he's a very renowned actor. Same with the guy that plays Cole Young. He was on a series for a while that a lot of people liked. I don't remember what it was because I never actually personally watched it, but saw a lot of people clamoring to be supporting him going into more movies, because he tried out to be Shang-Chi for Marvel.
Oh.
Yeah, did you guys see the Legend of the Ten Rings trailer?
Looks cool.
Oh yeah, dude. It sucks because it's like them going like, "Hey Netflix, this is how you do Marvel Kung Fu."
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. The RZA directed episodes of Iron Fist is some of the finest American Kung Fu we're ever gonna get.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah.
Partially because he knows how to that. Kung Fu is a rhythm thing when it's being filmed, and it's like, oh, I know rhythm, I'll put it to some fucking kick-ass beats. Like,
it's like Marvel like wanting to do like what was that movie from back in the Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon?
Yeah, because RZA did those kung fu movies. Pretty sure it was like The Man with the Iron Fist.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah,
passion project of his.
Oh yeah.
I would say watching this made me want to go pretty deep into like martial arts movies and stuff, just because I forgot how watching it, like especially bigger fight scenes, how fluid it is. It's just, I don't know, it was cool.
Yeah, both times
it's really cool, like watching the choreography and like the sheer skill, like when they have like the one shots of them like fighting as the camera's going around. It's like, God damn, that's cool.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it's all like numbers, and it's a dance they're doing, really.
Yeah.
But it's still dope to see, and like, just once you immerse yourself into the world of a kung fu movie, you're like, all right, cool. So that mask gives that guy the power of like the 2 wind dragons. If that guy has the shoulder pad on, he can control the power of one of the dragons. So I don't know what's going on, but they're kicking the shit out of each other right now and blowing up a town. So.
There is a lot of that. Like, okay, yeah, he's got this, but But this gives him that, so there's that then.
Okay, but like, what about Reptile?
Dude,
I wanted to bring him up because that was awesome.
They called him by his actual fucking name.
Yeah.
Like they actually said Sizoth in the movie, and that's something that people never fucking say in the games.
Yeah.
Right. Now,
that's pretty deep.
At any point in, I couldn't remember, but at any point in the games, does he have the ability to turn into like a full reptile like we saw in the movie? Because I remember in the games, he was just kind of like dressed up like Sub-Zero or Scorpion, but green.
No, his species, when they live in close quarters with like humanoids and stuff, they typically take on a more humanoid form to like kind of like assimilate. But when they live like underground and like they're basically only ever with their own kind, they're just lizards.
Oh, shit. All right.
I think the first like 2 or 3 games, he was just a green ninja. But I think after.
Yeah. Well, that was just because it was easier to add more characters by palette swapping ninjas.
Yeah. Which, makes sense as far as that. But going forward, like it was, I don't think it was until like the 4th or even like Deadly Alliance that he was really turned into like a lizard. And it was just, he was like half ninja, half lizard kind of a thing.
Yeah, he would
he'd have like bone armor and stuff.
The man take out the mask, and instead of Scorpion's skull face, it's a lizard face, and he's like, nah.
Yeah.
Shoot acid. Yeah. I also love this acid spit in this. Yeah. He eats the fucking blade and just lets it drip out of his mouth.
Yeah, dude, that was dope.
It's so cool.
At first I was kind of worried because I remembered how Reptile looked in the first movie. And I was like, oh god, like here we go again. Like, how are they going to do it this time? But it was cool to see all his movements and stuff, and like how he kind of like crawl around and like shape shifted into things. And
dude, the invisibility thing that started with the fucking like veins and then went out.
Yeah.
It was visually cool.
And the fucking, and he looked like, he reminded me of my fucking, the lizard that I have upstairs, myself and Dragon. So I was like, it's like my lizard.
And then it gets his heart ripped out by Dino.
Which was also, if I'm not mistaken, that's one of his finishers in the game, right?
Yeah, just ripping a heart out.
Outstanding. And when later on, he's sitting there drawing a fucking picture of it. He's like, I'm working on a graphic novel.
Yeah.
Fancy myself a bit of an artist.
Kano what? Kano fucking none of your business.
Fucking none of your business. Hey, stay here. Oh, really? I was thinking about going for a fucking stroll. Yeah, he was. I loved Kano in this, man. He was great.
Yeah. I also don't understand why Jax and Sonya were the ones that were like the believers trying to find people with the mark when Liu Kang already said that he was actively doing that when he found Jax. So like Liu Kang could have just been like the Nick Fury being like, oh, I'm trying to assemble a team.
Yeah.
And then he could have also just showed them where Raiden's castle is or whatever. And fucking Kano like getting bribed with the fake $3 million didn't need to happen, really.
No.
Oh no, but it led to that. I love the. You really gonna get that guy $3 million? Fuck no! I live in this shithole.
Shit. What was I about to say? I heard something. Fuck. Never mind. Sorry. Damn it! I forgot what it was. But no, Sonya. No. Wait. With Sonya and Jax. Was it ever in the games in any of the other storylines or anything where they were on special forces together? They knew each other. Okay,
yeah, they've been partners forever.
That's their thing.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hell yeah.
Yep.
All right, that's cool. I liked that in this movie. I liked that aspect of the story.
Yeah, in the first movie, you remember when Sonya ran onto the boat? That was Jax with her.
Oh yeah,
Sonya.
It's been so long since I've seen the first one, but yeah, I do remember that.
Which it's not on HBO Max.
Really?
Nope.
Well, yeah,
the second one is, and Scorpion's Revenge is, but not the first one.
They don't have the first one. I was kind of pissed about that.
That's silly. They're missing out there. What? So all right, yeah. Fucking.
I thought it was on Netflix.
It might be.
Well, if it is, that'd be why it's not on HBO.
Yeah.
What? So for you guys, like what was like because one of the brilliant things that they did with this, I thought we've already kind of mentioned it, was all of the fucking Easter eggs. And the way that they wove them in, I thought was absolutely like it everything made sense. Like it wasn't like, you know, we're just like throwing this shit in there for fan service or whatever. All like that's what it was, but it made like sense and made the whole thing a lot better. And not only that, the way they built the fucking world, like it felt like I was watching a Marvel movie. You know what I'm saying?
Dude,
Oh, yeah,
Kung Lao was like the fucking dude spouting Easter eggs. There's nothing left but to test your might.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Force that shit in there, dude. I love it.
Test your might.
Fucking, when the one guy, what did he say? Fucking, what do they say whenever you kill someone without taking any damage?
Flawless victory.
Thank you. Yeah, when that guy went flawless victory, I was like, ha ha ha.
Because he did. It was flawless.
I had to kind of eye roll with that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I liked that one.
Yeah, I loved it because he was covered in blood and he's just like flawless victory. It's like that's how people talk.
And then he just gets fucking punked.
He gets sucked, bro.
Yeah,
he gets the zucked.
He gets his soul sucked. Soul sucker.
Fucking Cabal.
Didn't that happen in one of the games?
He gets soul sucked. He dies sometimes. I know he died in Mortal Kombat 9 when Raiden thought that he was supposed to be the chosen one instead of Liu Kang, and then Shao Kahn just snapped his neck like almost immediately when they started fighting.
Yeah. So I remember that. I couldn't remember though if there was a game that started off like that where he like it's a battle between like Shang Tsung and
now, yeah. Up until this movie, I thought Kung Lao with the throwy spinning hat was the guy from like 550 years ago or whatever.
No. He's like the great grandson of Kung Lao the Great.
Yeah. So this whole time I thought when he showed up in games, I was like, oh, fuck, this dude's like a time traveler or something. Like, sure, whatever. I get to do the spinning hat stuff and I get to play as Kung Lao because I keep being like, oh, the descendant of the great Kung Lao. Like,
his teleporting is so fucking OP in the game sometimes too.
Oh, yeah. I love how it's just his hat flies and it hits the guy. He's like, boop, out of him.
Yeah.
Like,
he jumps out of it. Oh, man.
yeah.
That was some fan service. I loved it. I couldn't believe that they actually killed him off in the fucking first movie, though. I was like expecting like he almost gets like fucking soul sucked, but like,
dude, I was saying last time they've got zombies built into this universe already. So
yeah, you can just get revenants.
Anyone that died this time is gonna come back as a revenant,
and then they'll cure him because Raiden knows how to do that somehow. Sometimes,
yeah, sure,
but not always.
Did you guys ever see fucking Big Trouble in Little China?
I love that movie.
So that's clearly Raiden, right? Like Big Trouble in Little China. Which came first?
Basically, actually, I think Big Trouble in Little China came out first.
Yours is. Let's find out.
From what? What's the other thing?
From Mortal Kombat.
Yeah,
Big Trouble in Little China was like the 80s.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's 86. You're right. So I wonder if Mortal Kombat stole Raiden.
Well, it's like based in like the like Chinese lore as it is.
It's like it's like their Thor.
Yeah, it's an amalgam of like different things that they like picked up from Eastern cultures and stuff. That's why like the Scorpion is now a Japanese samurai and like so now it's like Bihan and Hanzo have like a history because like the Chinese and the Japanese were at war with each other for a really long time too.
Okay. All right. That was pretty cool. Now the ancestor, the main guy we follow, the ancestor of Scorpion, that you guys already said it earlier, but that is a made up character for this movie, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Completely fresh, new.
Yeah.
He makes tonfa for some reason. I don't understand why his weapons were tonfa, but like that's cool.
Yeah. It was pretty cool.
I kind of assumed that he was. I kind of felt like if he was going to be like a descendant of Hanzo, that he would have like some sort of reminiscent of Scorpion powers.
Right.
I don't know.
No, man, that's the whole thing with the Arcana is it can just be whatever's like design looked coolest on the wall.
You see somebody look down at their fucking pants and they go, wow. It's just like his Arcana is just having a bigger dick, just slightly bigger though. Like not even like a full inch, but like just a little bit more.
And not any girth, not any addition to girth.
Yeah, exactly.
You just watch it go.
Just as.
You're like, hey, look at that. Trained for 17 years to be able to do that.
Yeah, he almost had his family killed, and then he just like, hey, nice.
But I like that like literal plot armor because yeah, dude, that's exactly what it is.
Like that's why I can redirect energy and stuff. It's like it's literally just Black Panther's armor.
100%. Like that is the first thing I thought. I was like, oh, he can take energy and give it back. That's Wakanda forever. Like,
right?
What the fuck? He
so wild. And then like he just wears the armor for the rest of the movie, and like they try to act like it doesn't look weird on him when he's just standing around talking to people.
And what?
Dude, put a shirt on.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He just got a shirt. Like he didn't it didn't even come with pants.
I'm sure it'll get better and bigger when in time. Like the next movie, it'll like be like spikier and like fucking really hardcore metal and shit out of nowhere.
It's gonna be like a sleeker design on the chest. It's gonna be as intricate. But it'll be like full body, and he'll be able to turn it on and off. See, right now, I don't know if he can or not. If he's just stuck like that, because like, what are you?
I think he can turn it off.
Because like, what do you do?
Do you just go into the world like that?
Actually, yeah, that's a good point, because like Jax's arms aren't just gonna go back to being little.
Jax can't set foot on American soil again because they'll be like, all right, soldier, where did those come from? We need everyone to have those. Okay, so now we need to hunt down anyone with this dragon birthmark and have our best soldiers murder them.
See, that's why I didn't understand why 2 special forces people were like believing this dragon mark shit until I was like, well, Jax actually does have the dragon mark. So he was like, I killed somebody that had this thing, and now all of a sudden it's on my skin for no reason.
Well, and they were operating out of like Sonya's fucking basement. So like, I'm sure they went and they're like, sir, I killed this guy and his dragon tattoo went on to me. And Sonya was like, yeah, I saw it too. And they were like, okay, you're both fucking discharged because you're nuts. You won't drop this shit. Just leave it alone.
Did you get drugged when you were taking this guy down? No.
But like, so when people ask, they're like, yeah, I'm special forces. They're not going to say like, I was special forces until my partner had a dragon tattoo jump from a dead body he just killed. And now we're investigating an otherworld tournament. Because if you lead with that, people are going to be like, yeah, I'm out. That's cool.
Yeah.
No, actually, this isn't. No, I wasn't bored with this. I fell on a grill at work. It just looks cool. You've made a massive mistake, and so have I. I'm gonna leave now.
Did
They branded me. And
speaking of all that too, like when we were saying, like when how many times they say Mortal Kombat, there's the part when he looks at it's like the picture of the ancient wall, and it's all the runes, but it spells out Mortal Kombat in English.
For no reason. Yeah. Like what the fuck?
He's even like, it says it right there. It says Mortal Kombat. Why does it say that right there?
And he was like, well, look, they even spelled it wrong.
Yeah, they even spelled it wrong. And then they just go on from that.
And keep it rolling.
The next part of the scene happens, and no one goes back to the fact that like 5,000 years ago in some ancient tomb in English they wrote Mortal Kombat.
Words. Yeah.
In the lore of Mortal Kombat, is it just Earthworld and Otherworld or whatever? Or are there other? There's more.
There's 6 different realms.
There's 6 realms.
There's Earth Realm,
Asgard,
Nether Realm, Outworld. There's Order Realm. There's Chaos Realm and Edenia.
Chaos Realm is where Carnage is from, right?
I don't know who comes from Chaos Realm. I know a few characters from Mortal Kombat have ended up being from Chaos Realm and Order Realm, but typically they're from Nether Realm, they're from Outworld, they're from Earth Realm, because fucking Outworld just has a boner for Earth Realm, and Edenia already got taken over by Outworld, so they're not really relevant, because like you have like Sindel and Katana who are like the remnants of like what was Edenia's royalty.
Okay. All right, interesting. Because they never mentioned, like, they said that there were other realms, but they never really like went into any of them or talked about them very much.
Yeah, because you have to challenge certain realms. Like you have to do like one realm like in Mortal Kombat, so you have to like challenge them out of that, and then do 10 Mortal Kombats in a row before you can actually take over.
Yeah, it's all very haphazardly thought up by, you know, the controlling gods.
Yep.
So you gotta win it 10 times in a row. Wait, why? Because we're the gods. We said so, or we're gonna come down and do something about it. So they follow the rules for like, what did we figure out, Alex? It's like 19 straight tournaments, and then they're like, "Hey, what happens if we just don't?"
Yeah, and they were just like, "Nah, we should just like not do this anymore because like they're just kind of fucking us around at this point." Because
let's just invade and see what happens, and nothing happened. Like, oh shit, we should have been doing this like centuries ago.
Yeah, because they took over. Outworld took over Adenia in the first 10 Mortal Kombats, and then they got 9 wins in a row in Earth Realm with Shang Tsung, and then he was taken down by Kung Lao the Great. Very next tournament, they had Prince Goro come in to be their new champion, who then won 9 in a row, and then it leads up to like the first game where like Goro is their current champion and stuff.
Yeah, I definitely
Switch up, buddy.
I mean, I feel like this movie is doing really well. I mean, like we
kind of. Have you seen some of these fucking reviews? It's like I got like a 6 or some shit.
Dude,
like,
those reviews though, are these are people that are like going into it being like, this needs to be the fucking Citizen Kane of video game movies. And like
these are the same people that said Godzilla vs. Kong was anything but the greatest film ever created. So
yeah, dude,
this movie gave us fans, just like Godzilla vs. Kong, everything we wanted.
Pretty much.
It gave us everything we wanted.
Except a couple of deaths too many.
Maybe.
Because I don't want Kung Lao and Goro dead. Sorry.
Well, I think Goro's gonna come back. Because he wait, Goro's the forearm guy, right?
Dude, he gutted that motherfucker.
Yeah, but like
gutted him and stabbed his eyes out.
Like all the bad guys that died, like remember they got like sucked down with some black mist at the very end.
Nether realm, probably.
Yeah,
so they're probably gonna be.
They'll be
they're gonna be revenants.
That was some straight video game shit.
Yep.
Like, oh, they'll come back.
I love that.
Death is never the end. And then like they even did the same thing with fucking Sub-Zero's death. He rips off the armor and then he's just all in black. Oh, that's not foreshadowing of him being Noob Saibot from NetherRealm. No, that's totally not that's not them being like, this is Noob Saibot. Look.
Alex, honestly, I didn't catch that till just now.
Yeah, neither did I.
Seriously?
Yeah, no, until you said that did not. I thought it was just him like getting his shit rocked a bunch.
No, dude, he rips off the blue armor and then he just has his black gi underneath. And I'm like, it's literally just Noob Saibot before he's Noob Saibot.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be Smoke, right?
No, Smoke is a completely different person. Noob Saibot.
Yeah, I know, but like, are we really gonna do Noob Saibot? I always thought Noob Saibot.
They can. Noob Saibot is literally like made of black goop NetherRealm shit. Like he's got like
his name is Tobias Boone backwards.
I was gonna say, I didn't know if you knew that.
Yeah, dude. Like I always thought he was like one of those like, we did it. It was funny a couple times,
but then he actually became part of the lore, and they were like, oh no, that's actually a good idea because that way we can bring back the original Sub-Zero, but as like a new villain.
Yeah.
Huh. Cool. Yeah. All right. Cool. Let's as long as if I get to watch him fucking in Scorpion just beefing it out in NetherRealm.
Yeah, probably.
Who's NetherRealm's Shang Tsung?
Quan Chi, I guess.
Yeah.
Quan Chi, until he shows up and is like, hey, you two fucking work for me now.
Well, because they have the amulet of Shinnok that fucking Kano tried to steal, and then they were like, put that back. Put what back?
Yeah.
Like, of all things, he tried to steal Shinnok's amulet that is just out in the fucking open for no reason. Like, why is that not anywhere else? Like, what the fuck?
Oh, dude, the incompetence shown by Lord Raiden in this movie is
gross.
It's like if
he just wants to show those
the
baby
Elder Gods
blues
should
and
come
leave.
down and be like, what are you doing?
Oh, we're not supposed to get involved. Baby?
Yeah, you stole a baby and created enough of a fucking ripple. It created a prophecy. Actually, I started that prophecy so that I could get under their skin. Oh, so you stole a baby for propaganda. You realize what you just said, right? so that you could weaponize its bloodline against the no, dude. Like, yeah, I'm excited to see what they do with the elder gods in this, because like I want it to be like they show up and I want to have like a Falcon style tell off, only have it be like probably Cole, because we're gonna have to limp along with that character through all these movies.
Yep.
I'm not excited about his future. I thought if we were going to get anything in a moment of weakness, my theory going into this was that in a moment of weakness, he was going to reach out after his family got killed, and Scorpion, like the evil vengeance demon, was going to be like, hey, I'm Hanzo Hasashi, the evil vengeance demon known as Scorpion. Give me your body and I'll get the vengeance for you. And we were going to get Scorpion coming in through that. And it was going to be like a dual personality thing is what I was thinking and hoping for, instead of just like, I'm your ancestor and I'm going to show up for the end of the fight.
I kill Bihan, I save your fucking family, and then I tell you in Japanese that you can protect my bloodline.
That was
I love it because like he doesn't know English, obviously, but like Cole doesn't know Japanese.
Exactly.
Right. He's like, I was born in Chicago.
Also, dude, I just imagine as soon as he like disappears into the other realm, everyone looking going, so what is that? Japanese?
Anyone here speak Japanese other than the guy we just killed?
Okay.
I speak Mandarin. It doesn't help us here, does it?
Okay, but like while we're on the language thing, in the beginning, after Bihan has killed Hanzo, he says out loud to nobody for the Lin Kuei in English.
Yeah.
In 1614. Why would he know English?
It's 16.
Everything else, you're right. Everything else was subtitled. It was on purpose that he said that in English.
Yeah, they said it in English for no reason.
And now
I caught that the second time I watched it.
Give me a sec here.
Like,
you guys
like
go
hurts
on.
my brain. Like they couldn't have just done that in Chinese. Like it's literally one sentence.
Now, and two, I don't know if anybody else caught this, and I could be wrong, but I thought because Sub-Zero was speaking in Chinese, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when he was like fucking with Scorpion's family before he kills him, he was speaking in Chinese, and I could have sworn like the last thing he says to them, it switches to Japanese.
No, he starts speaking in Japanese after his first sentence. He says something in Chinese like he's not here, and then realizes that she has no idea what he's saying. Yeah, so he starts talking in Japanese.
Yeah, but then when Scorpion walks up on him sitting on a rock, he's like, I may not understand your words, but because he's speaking in a different language.
Yeah,
yeah, because he's just speaking naturally in Chinese to him, and then he's just like, okay, this guy's fucking talking some bullshit. Fuck this guy.
Okay, so the East India Trading Company.
Oh my God.
Yeah, right. Was active in China in the 1600s, the early 1600s. So it is entirely possible that Bihan had a run-in with Westerners. However,
but out loud to himself,
makes no sense. It's not like
two English words.
You think to yourself in your native language. You speak to yourself in your native language.
But then he also ditches Chinese like completely for like speaking to Outworlders. Now, so like he only speaks English to Outworlders. He had the ice powers,
and he was kind of a dick about stuff. So was he already working for Shang Tsung? Could it be?
No, Lin Kuei already have natural ice power. Well, they can have natural ice powers because like they're from like an ascending like line that like like cryptomancy is general.
Ice benders.
Yeah.
Cryomancy.
Cryptomancy. Right? They mine crypto coins.
Okay, I want to make sure I was hearing that correctly.
No, they bring crypto coins back from the dead.
Cryptomancy. Yeah. I can summon things. What kind of things? Oh, all sorts of things. You're being real cryptic about this. See?
A cryptic mancy.
What can he do?
Yeah, cryomancy, yeah.
One thing I loved about that is that first scene when he walks down and finds him sitting down there is because it wasn't until the second time when I watched it when I realized how many of the environments and how much of the world is actually like almost like a its own separate part of the movie. Like it's because they're like because that part to me kind of reminded me of like, you know, the Living Forest level, or like when they're at the big you know, when they go in to find their arcana or whatever, when they're at that, like I feel like there was just certain
it all looks like stages.
Yeah. I thought that was really sick how they kind of like, and it was really seamless too. It didn't really feel like they were trying to force it. It was just like, oh, like there's these like big set pieces and stuff that are almost as much.
Wait, like when they're in like when they're in the fucking like
when
wherever
they attack back.
Yeah, whenever because they start off in that white void like where Neo goes in the Matrix.
Yeah.
Fucking, and then Raiden sends them all out. Yeah,
he teleports to the bad guys and them. Like, if Raiden could do that, why didn't he just teleport the bad guys outside of the fucking temple?
Or just like into a sun.
Like, is it just because he's like, oh, I can't meddle with things until one of my fucking best fighters dies, and then I'm like, shit.
Yeah.
That's the thing is like he's like his stance on like not meddling with people is like about as solid as Jean-Luc Picard's stance on the Prime Directive. Like,
yeah, or even Kirk's.
I'm not supposed to do that, but I'm gonna do that.
I did it anyway, like the doctor. But I thought that, like you just said, Aaron, when they go to those fights, and some of them, especially
Jax's,
that was like, this is straight out of the game. Like, I almost wish that they had at least, because I don't think they did it at all, but I wish they had like a few seconds of shots of where it literally is the side scroll like you would see in a game. Like, and they're just duking it out for a minute, and then you go back to the normal shots. I wish they had thrown that in there.
It's tough to do that though. I feel like a lot of people in video game movies are going to stray away from that after Doom.
Yeah,
they did that in Doom.
One. The POV shot.
Yeah, the POV shot. It goes crazy. Yeah, it was. That was, I was 14 years old and cheering at every shot of that movie until then, and I was like, first off, this just makes me motion sick.
I thought it was cool because it was like a House of the Dead feeling almost.
What was your guys's? What would you guys, if you had to pick one, favorite Easter egg in this movie? Or callback or whatever. Yeah.
I got the most excited for the Kotal Khan statue, honestly, because I was like, damn, dude, Kotal Khan and the Incan statue. That's sick.
Yeah.
Dude, it's tough.
It's a good deep cut. I also like the Noob Saibot one now, knowing that like other people didn't really think about it.
Yeah, I want to say that one because I just learned about it, but that's only because it's fresh in my mind. But if I had to pick what it was in the movie, it was the picture of Nightwolf.
Yeah,
I was legitimately curious if they were gonna like mention him because I feel like he's only in a couple of the games. Like he's not.
He was in 2 and 3, and I'm pretty sure he was in Deception.
3 was the first one he was in.
I thought he was in 2. No, maybe not. I'd have to bust out those ones.
I don't really remember his character coming in until later.
It might have been 3 because I know 3 was when they did like Rain and stuff too.
Yeah. It was 3 was his first one.
That makes sense. That was like their first like, oh shit, everybody's here, and it's like 20 characters out of the 100 characters they've ever had.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that was Mortal Kombat 3, and then Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3, Mortal Kombat Trilogy, Mortal Kombat Advanced. So it's like, I feel like technically you could say he's in those games. You call them 5 separate games, or we could just say that that's Mortal Kombat 3.
Dude, that's just Street Fighter 2 rules, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'd probably say it's not really so much for Easter egg so much as just I really enjoyed the fatality stuff. Because so much of it was taken from so many of the games that it was just like super fan servicey and like, oh shit, I remember that from that game or this, like seeing some of my fit. Like I think probably the one that stuck out to me, and I talked about it earlier, was the first, when Jax loses arms the first time, which like falls off the edge and like Sub-Zero's just looking down at him. Like that was sick. That was probably one of my favorite parts of it.
Yeah, that was really cool.
And I mean, I don't know, as far as like, I guess to talk more on Easter egg stuff. A lot of the set pieces,
Mhm.
really, like, because that in itself kind of felt like its own kind of like call to some of the deeper history.
Yeah,
like,
dude, the frozen gym was
Yeah.
awesome, but it
Ooh,
made me
yeah, it was
definitely
cool.
it made me definitely say, like, later on they're all just there, and everything's not fucking super damaged.
Right? Yeah,
Like-
water damage to fuck.
Like, yeah, water damage. Like when stuff freezes that cold that like nothing was dripping, nothing was melting, implying that it was at least 0 degrees in there. So that ice was formed like that. It compacts. There is going to be massive structural damage to that building. And then
I mean-
the douchebag trader doing the like, hey, you coming back? Like,
Yeah,
I
right.
got $200 for you, kid.
special powers getting your ass kicked.
What
Pretty
would
much.
what
No, literally, one of the characters said that to him, like in the beginning.
Oh yeah.
When he had the mark. And I think it was Kano was like, what's your special power? Getting your ass kicked? And then, like, I mean, technically, yeah.
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 At that point.
Yeah,
Kinda.
pretty much. You got shields.
Now I gotta say, now that I think about it, and I bet you I'll think of another one once I ask this question, you guys will make me think of something else that I'm forgetting. But sitting here right now, this might be my favorite film adaptation of a video game that I've ever seen. Can you guys think of anything that tops this? I mean, there's the Resident Evil series, but
I don't like
That
the
got-
Resident Evil series very much myself.
Yeah.
well, yeah, I didn't either, but they were successful.
Yeah, they were.
I love those movies. Everything about them.
For video game adaptations, I don't really
It's tough.
know.
There's not a
'Cause,
lot
like,
of good ones.
Nah, like
And
not even
they-
close.
They're usually
honestly,
really bad.
It's gonna be a hot take.
Oh boy,
Uh,
Miss Pac-Man.
No, he's gonna say Super Mario.
Oh God, no! I hated that movie. I hated that movie.
Oh god, that movie was so fucking bad.
So bad.
Hold on, you know what? Keep going. I'm gonna leave you guys in suspense for a second because I gotta look up the title of it.
See, now I'm like trying to think back to like all of the video game movies I've seen.
The
and
Assassin's Creed one sucked.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I am
never
thinking
saw
that this
it.
might be my favorite like video game movie because like the only other movie that I can think of that like is like decent that's like a video game movie is like I really like the schlockiness of like the 90s like Street Fighter and the fucking 90s Mortal Kombat too. So like those are like the other two closest things to this fucking movie.
And I'll
that's
even
not saying much.
I'll even expand it outside of just movies because that Witcher show is pretty good.
Oh yeah, that's like
yeah.
dude, there's no
That-
contest at that
yeah,
point.
if
The
you-
Witcher
if you
fucking
open that-
wins that.
So as far as faithful adaptations and getting at the source material, I have to give it to Rampage
What?
Whoa.
by Uwe Boll.
Wait.
The one with the big white
Yeah,
gorilla?
not that one.
Oh.
Is that a video game movie?
Yeah. Yeah, you don't
Really?
remember Rampage from the 90s?
That's a video game movie?
Oh, dude, the game,
that movie
the game,
was fucked up.
the game was like a top-down, like it wasn't even like isometric, but it was like a top-down shooter, and you just started, and it's
So it was like Grand Theft Auto.
kinda, but it was just screen to screen. You had to kill everyone, your neighbors, your co-workers, the cops, and you just went screen to screen, and you'd pick up different guns. And the most powerful gun in the game was to get to the second to last level, and you get the military like M60, and then you have to walk all the way back to the beginning. And having not killed your neighbor's cat, you have to kill the neighbor, but not the cat. And you go back, and because the cat keeps meowing, you shove the barrel of the machine gun up the cat's ass.
Oh,
And
that's
then
Postal.
The final gun is pew, 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 pew. Postal. Yeah, Rampage was, yeah.
Yeah, no, that game's Postal, though, the cat.
Oh,
silencer.
okay, that was Postal. Okay, yeah, no, Rampage.
Postal
Rampage
has a
was-
movie.
Postal has some. Oh God.
Yeah, it had Scott Farkas as the main character. You know, from Christmas Story. That like Weasley little redheaded kid. Yeah, that guy grew up to be a pretty decent actor. I'm pretty sure he was in the first Transformers movie.
Wait,
too.
I remember this. I remember watching this. It's got Dave Foley in it.
Yeah, it's a seriously horrible movie.
Oh,
like,
it's awful,
like
dude.
not even worth watching.
The first 10 minutes is a fucking really bad 9/11 joke.
Yeah. And like it doesn't get any better after that because like it's basically just trying to be like a National Lampoon, like how outrageous could we be?
Yeah. No, okay, so I'm gonna take that back. I thought Rampage was the Postal movie. I got those mixed up in my brain. Because that movie, I don't know if you guys have ever seen that Rampage movie by Uwe Boll. It's
fucked.
It's fucked up, dude. Like it's definitely played for an action movie, but when they execute the whole like he's just walking around murdering everyone he comes across. There's a scene where he walks into like a hair salon, and his fucking gun jams. And he just sits there like trying to fix his gun while everyone's like cowering in the corner, and he gets it fixed. And then he takes off his mask and like gets a cup of water and looks over at it. He's like, this is some pretty scary shit, isn't it? And like, yeah. And he goes, yeah. And he finishes his water and sits down. He's like, all right. And just like, oh dude, it is a fucked up movie.
That movie got 2 sequels too.
Damn.
Did it?
Apparently.
How did I not know this?
Well, the dude gets away at the end.
Yeah, I remember.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah, dude. 2009.
2009.
I forgot too that those I wasn't a particularly big fan, except the newest one is actually pretty good. But they did those Tomb Raider movies. Those are.
Oh yeah, those new ones are pretty good. The director of them is a really longtime fan of the series too. So
nice.
The next one she wants to do is gonna be. Yeah, the next one she wants to do is like kind of like get like that like fun out of like the original series and like the more grounded like survivalist feel from like the new series too.
Hell yeah. Yeah, and I never saw the Sonic the Hedgehog or the fucking Pokemon.
Oh yeah.
Sonic was okay.
Sonic Hedgehog. That one was fun. Yeah.
I never saw it.
I didn't hate it. It was definitely worth watching.
I was gonna make a joke about that. You fucking...
Oh no! Here he goes again. we broke him again.
Censored by the that face. I wish I would have gotten a screenshot of that face. It was pretty good.
Damn it! Why? All right, whatever.
I also didn't see Detective Pikachu either.
Oh, that one was pretty good. Pretty solid Pokemon movie. I mean, it's as good as they can do without like doing like a straight up like Pokemon adaptation.
Right.
It's like it is based on a Pokemon game, but like a very undersold Pokemon game.
I think it'd have to be an anime, but I think they could do a really good job with the Pokemon War that takes place before the first game that they like sort of kind of allude to, but then never talk about again because apparently it was that horrific.
Yeah. I mean,
world's broken into what, like 7 different island nations? And there's in the first game, there's no adult males except for Lieutenant Surge, some old guys, a bunch of scientists, and Professor Oak, who was too old to fight in the war. Damn. Show me that movie, dude. Give me that. Give me just like, show me the Killing Fields where it's just a whole bunch of Charizard just come.
That'd be dope.
Red Keep a whole city.
Yeah. That'd be sick. Another one that I really enjoyed, that I actually really enjoyed, but most people probably didn't, is the movie version of Need for Speed with Aaron Paul.
Oh, I never saw that one.
I didn't think it
looked. Oh man, I thought it just looked like every other fucking racing around cars movie.
Yeah, it definitely is. But like a whole like part of like the big climax at the end is them literally driving a fucking badass Mustang through downtown Detroit. Like they filmed it in Detroit. So like, I was like, all right, I like this.
That's pretty cool.
I'm easy.
Oh yeah. I mean, that's the same reason I'll watch I honestly, I haven't seen the last couple, but the Fast and the Furious movies, I'll watch them all once. Because it's like, all right, what anime shit are you going to do with cars?
Yeah, literally.
They're going to use magnets next time.
New one.
Yes. Yeah. With magnets.
Magnets. How do they work?
Trailer. Get the fuck out of
here. Flying cars too. Flying cars now.
Yeah. Fucking, you got
sure.
fucking Tyrese and Ludacris flying a car.
Yeah.
What the shit?
Just, at this point, like, give me, well, what are we on now? 11?
9.
Give me 10, but give me like a 3-century time jump.
And they're
right?
still like
forward
living.
or backward though.
Forward, where they have to go and steal the last Mustang, right?
Yeah, there's no more gas-powered cars, but there's this
and
one
they've got a
last
guy
Mustang.
where they got to steal the
Max
Mustang and then steal the gasoline, right?
It's
Like
Mad
that's
Max.
the first movie.
Yeah.
That's the first thing they did in the first movie is
Actually,
that
Cyclical, bring
Yeah.
it around, right? Fucking
It ends where it
CGI the Paul Walker's face, but kind of onto someone else's, so it looks like it's supposed to be his like descendant or something.
I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that for Fast 9 too. His brother's gonna do it again.
Really?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Because Vin Diesel was saying some shit in an interview that was like, oh yeah, for Fast 9, I made a lot of decisions in my Dominic Toretto's fucking shrine. And everybody's like, wait, whoa. You have a shrine to a character you play in a movie?
Dude.
And that's where you said said to yourself, John Cena was born to be in the Fast and the Furious franchise. Like,
Oh,
what up?
we have a special guest.
What's up?
What's happening? Oh
No,
yeah.
Headphones off.
Here I am.
Yeah, man. No, those fast movies, man. Yeah, they're just fun, man.
They're wild.
They're wild. They are.
They wild.
And what I mean, and kind of bringing it back, I guess, to the fucking Mortal Kombat. Once that movie ended, first thing I said was, I want more of these. Like, give me 3 more, 4 more of these fucking movies. Like,
I plan on I'm looking to go see it in theaters just to help it bump those numbers up.
I told Aaron, I think like last night, I was like, dude, the day I get my second shot, we're going double feature Godzilla and Mortal Kombat in theaters.
Dude, Godzilla's made like $600 million internationally.
Yeah, it's doing really well.
Yeah, that's nuts.
The worst part about it is all the fucking pencil pushing accountants are going to say that the reason those movies did good isn't because they kick ass. It's because people just wanted to go out again.
I mean, it's a little A and B, you know?
I mean, I don't know, because like I do have a buddy that said he went to, like, I was talking to him about going to the movies and stuff. And I was like, maybe I can just like rent a theater or something. I should look up how much that is. He's like, dude, I went to the movies. Nobody else was there. Like, nobody's going right now, at least around here, I guess. And it was kind of a good point. And then I thought about it. Every time I've been up in Eastwood, the NCG parking lot has been a ghost town. Like, there's never any cars in there. So I don't know how many, at least in this area, I guess, how many people are really going. Apparently they're fucking partying in Florida. Holy shit.
Dude, holy shit.
That MMA fight last night.
Oh,
like
God,
15,000 people in there.
Dude's leg got eviscerated.
Oh my God. That was insane.
Oh, when I saw that on the internet, I wanted to throw the fuck up.
I don't know why I continue to click on links when it's one of those, like, I saw it, I was just like, immediately as soon as I read the title and hit the link, I was like, why are we doing this?
The first time I watched it, I thought it was the guy that he kicked. I thought like he kicked his leg so hard that he broke it. But then I found out that it was the guy that was kicking, and he fucking kicked so hard that his leg fucking snapped around the guy blocking him. And I was like, holy shit, no.
Oh, dude, that was tough watch.
Okay. Flawless victory.
For real.
It was too, because the other guy
Brutality.
Okay, one thing about the fatalities, when Jax was on the pit stage, he just decided to do his normal head crush fatality and not the stage fatality of just launching him into the fucking pit, into the spikes below.
Well,
That
yeah,
would've been
because we needed to see him pop that dude's head like a melon. It was fucking awesome.
It was necessary, but it would have been really awesome if he uppercutted him into the fucking spike pit.
But no, they needed to say the uppercut was Cole's thing, remember?
Oh yeah, that was his signature move, huh? Even though that's like everybody's signature move when they're in a bind.
That was it. I did laugh at the beginning when she was like, Cole, throw the uppercut.
Yeah.
It's like in the background, and I was like, that's coming back.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was honestly like during that scene, I was kind of waiting for a combination of the two. Like did that, and I was waiting for him to just kick him off the edge, make him fall in the pit.
Dude,
cool.
The violence in this movie was fucking awesome. Like the gore, the way they did the gore in this, I loved.
Continue going. I have to go feed my cat. It's driving me nuts. Give me a sec.
All right. But yeah, I like all the fucking the way they did it. Whoever the fuck did the like the makeup and the special effects with all that did a really. You know why? I just thought of it. A lot of it looked like it was practical effects.
Some of it was CG. You could really tell. A lot of the blood was CG, which was kind of distracting at some points, but it wasn't horrible.
But some of it wasn't though. Like, and I that's probably why I liked it so much, because I kept thinking like every time like someone got something ripped off or whatever, I was like, God, that looks cool. Like,
yeah, I want to know how they did the Natara getting sliced in half scene, because I love that behind the scenes to see if he actually got sprayed while he was like doing like the riding motion stuff, or like if it was like something they just like sprayed him and then like he was like, oh, I'm done, nice.
Yeah, like that. Yeah. What was the chick with the mouth?
Oh, Melina. Yeah, she's
I love that shot.
Clone.
Oh, you're breaking up again, Aaron.
Face.
Oh, when she rips it open.
We're losing you, Aaron. Oh, there you are. You're back.
Yeah,
But yeah, you talking about when she like rips her mouth open further?
Yeah. Like a crocodile. Or like Venom. Kind of looked like Venom.
Yeah. She met her end untimely too, because fucking Sonya got her Arcana by fucking stabbing Kano in the eye, which rip Kano. But then like she does her fatality on Melina, blasting the hole that you can see the spine through and stuff. That was so fucking gnarly.
You know what pissed me off a little bit? I was like, what the fuck? Yesterday, the day after I watched it, I was watching YouTube yesterday, and they showed like, an ad before the video, 15 seconds. It was a trailer for Mortal Kombat. And one of the last shots in the trailer shows Sonya blasting with her powers. I was like, they just gave away a giant spoiler in the fucking trailer.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Holy shit.
Well, I think it's kind of assumed. We were all just, it wasn't like, oh no, she doesn't have powers. It was, oh, where's she gonna get her powers
from?
Yeah. Who does she have to kill to make this happen?
Right. Yeah.
And I think we all knew in our heart of hearts she was gonna kill Kano for that tattoo.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of wanted her to kill one of the nameless goons. Well, not nameless, but like, like if she got like Raiko or like fucking Cabal, because Cabal might have been chosen. That's like why he would have superpowers. And his like maybe that's his Arcana is fucking super speed.
Is the whole like dragon mark and have to kill someone to get it in the games, or is that for the movie? That's just
completely made up for the movie. Yeah. Okay. That's one reason I don't like it, because it's completely unnecessary. Like literally just tell me they have magic superpowers, and that's all you have to fucking say. And
no, this solves what we were talking about. What my problem was last time, Alex, is that like if it was a matter of like a tournament, I would spend 1,000 years genetically engineering a perfect unkillable muscle machine killing machine and just put him into the tournament. Whereas these tattoos are like, all right, everyone, you better know how to fight, but everyone also gets access to like lasers. Just level the playing field a little bit. Otherwise, Goro would have just ripped that dude and would have shredded him and this whole family into fucking little manicottis, and it would have been over.
Yeah, like Goro normally does.
I think you're just mad that they killed Goro in the first movie. Gave him like 2 lines.
He was a huge obstacle in the first tournament. That was like the point of his character, was them being like, now, oh shit, we might lose the tournament because Goro is something we have to get past. Like,
Alex, here's my thing. So we talked about and we'll just give you guys I'll give you guys a quick primer on this, and Alex, correct me if I'm wrong. It's like Mortal Kombat 9 when Raiden sends the message back in time to himself. So Raiden's been fucking with time. And he's told himself he needs to win. I think this is going to be another rebooted timeline. Raiden knows what he's doing. He's like, all right, well, I guess if I can just keep fucking with time, we'll just keep doing it again until I get it right. And this time he's like, Scorpion's kid. Maybe that's who I was talking about.
I can see that.
I guess like he left himself the same kind of note that you leave yourself when you're like fucking blackout drunk. You wake up and you put on your coat and there's a sticky note on a $20 bill that just says like, whatever you do, don't forget. And you're like,
Or you go to put your password in on an old computer you used to have, and it just like, you have the hint, and it just says like, you know what it is, you fucker. And you're like, what?
No, I really don't. Fuck you, pass me.
Yeah. That's exactly what I say. Fuck you, past me.
Yeah, I think Cole is another iteration of Raiden trying to fuck with the timeline. And I think that it's gonna tie in. We're gonna start getting
that makes sense.
Movie spin-off into the game.
I thought you were what you said earlier, Mike. I thought I thought the same thing going in, that he was like,
I'll be right back.
I thought he was gonna somehow end up becoming Scorpion in some way or another. And even like, so like they show that great, the opening sequence, but then like I'd seen the trailers, so I was like, wait, Scorpion fights Sub-Zero. I know it's probably at the end, and when they're in their full costumes. I honestly thought in the trailers that was going to end up being Cole, like the kid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like it would have been cool, but yeah.
Yeah.
They kind of built it up to be that, but I mean, at that point now, knowing the Noob Saibot thing totally makes me be like, oh yeah, because he's going to go into another realm, and then Quan Chi is going to resurrect Bihan as Noob Saibot now, and he's going to make them fight against each other until they're fucking really good at fighting, and then he's going to be like, hey, we're going to go take both realms. Only we're going to go resurrect Shinnok, and Shinnok's going to be like, we should go invade Earth Realm, like as soon as he wakes up. And it'll be like,
get me Earth Realm. Bro, hey, dude, we just got you back. Please.
Just got you back. Should we build up our empire first? No! March it on! That's in like 2 hours, dude. Fuck.
Yeah, but I do agree with you, Alex, too, that what's the forearm guy's name again?
Goro.
Goro, yeah. Because they definitely milked him in the trailers quite a bit. Like they were showing him a lot in the trailers, and then they even had a giant fucking statue of him in the other world or whatever.
Yeah, because he's like one of their biggest champions.
Yeah, so it's like it is kind of weird to me that I did want to see more of him. I wish he had been in more of the movie. And
I wish that he wasn't just mitigated to a fucking hitman that ends up failing.
Yeah.
Okay, but Alex, also look at how he died in the other movie.
He got punched in the nuts and then got
punched
kicked
in
off
the
a
dick.
cliff.
Oh yeah, I remember that. But even when he shows up in the other world, like the doors open and the guy gets all excited about it and stuff, it's like you'd really think they would have like given him more, like something more. Like
yeah, he shows up and Shang Tsung is like, the Shokan Prince, thank you for joining us, we are honored. It's like,
yeah,
okay, cool, you just let us know that Goro's in the picture.
Yeah, cool, all right, and then when do we get to see him? And then he gets punked.
Yeah, he gets punked again by the character that's not Johnny Cage. But then, dude, the tease for Johnny Cage at the end with Citizen Cage was hilarious. Because like I was expecting them to have a poster for Ninja Mime, because that's like one of his like series in the video game that they make fun of. Is like because like he even has a costume in like I want to say 10 or 11 where it's like actually his ninja mime get up. It's really funny.
So when that happened, my first thought was to bring up on here, because we've talked about end credit scenes before and my distaste for them. That's how you do an end credits thing. You just put it in the movie.
Yeah, you just have it as the end of the movie.
You have your teaser as the last shot of the movie, teasing the next one. Now, because of that, I let the credits run on my thing. I was like, all right, I'll let it go, because whatever, it gets them the view seconds or however they measure it. But I didn't do it because I was like, all right, let's see if there's going to be another character tease.
Right. They have like Ermac tease or some shit random.
Ermac.
I'd love Ermac out of nowhere coming in. Although it wouldn't make any sense.
Who was the I'm losing it. God damn you, sweet tart ropes.
What?
Distractingly delicious.
Not a sponsor.
No, they didn't pay me to say that. I'm just saying it because I believe in the product.
I was at the ground floor of this product. I love it.
Dude, that shit got me through quarantine, man. Like there was the first time I ordered on GoPuff, they put 2 extra ones in my bag, and I fucking fell in love with them. And I thoroughly blame at least 5 of them. Have I learned my lesson? Absolutely not. Look at the size of this package. This is ridiculous.
That was bonkers big, yeah.
It's like family size. In my own family today.
Oh yeah.
Anywho,
What'd you guys?
I completely lost my point. So,
what'd you guys think of the final battle between Sub-Zero and Scorpion?
I loved it. I thought it was the best one in the whole movie.
I agree.
It kicking off with that "get over here." I was like,
yeah.
Get it.
It sounded so good in the movie too.
Yeah.
That was one thing that because my cousin Preston's a really big Mortal Kombat fan, and he when the trailer first came out, he told me that was one thing that he saw some people online that were pissed about, because apparently in the games the same voice actor has always done the "get over here" line, and apparently that wasn't him in the movie.
Ed Boon.
And he didn't do it for the movie?
No, they had the actual actor do it, but I think they redubbed it for the actual final project. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate, because it sounded different.
It sounded different than the trailer, I thought. Yeah.
They could have also remixed it or something, like put a little more bass to it.
I could see them seeing fan reaction being like, what the fuck? That's not him.
Yeah, yeah. There's a little bit of that.
Yeah, because it's always been the creator, Ed Boon, to do the "get over here." Like, he even did it for the original Mortal Kombat movies. He even did that fucking iconic Scorpion line from Annihilation. Suckers! Like, why did he call them suckers?
Oh, because it was so good.
The only thing that bothered me about it was the fact that when Scorpion came back for that last scene, his eyes weren't white. That kind of bummed me out. I was like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, that's a good call. Actually, I didn't even think about that.
Wait, what was that?
When he comes back, when Scorpion comes back for the last time, when he finally, like, for the last battle, usually when he's in that, like, I don't know, that like get up or whatever, his eyes are white, like white.
Oh yeah,
because he's obviously from hell or whatever. So he, like, I don't know. That's just always something that the characters always had. I was like, man, that would, but they had the whole, like, that was something I was, as far as how it ended, where he just melts him, like, that was one of my favorite parts of it, just because that was like of the move sets in the games, that was one of my favorite specials he always had.
Yeah, him breathing fire and having the fucking skull face.
Dude.
I like that it didn't do the entire skull face. It was just what was burning out of his mouth.
Dude, that was so sick. That was like Wolverine shit. That was fucking dope.
Yeah, it was super gnarly. I loved it. But I still think it's funny now thinking back to it, being like, wow, does Cole actually understand Japanese? Or did he just get, like, told something from like his ghost great granddad and was just like, the fuck that guy just say? Like, dude, he said something like Shiai Ryu and then left.
They did something in Venture Brothers like that, where it was there was an episode where a whole bunch of crazy shit had been happening with the main characters not noticing any of it going on. And then at the end, like this alien standing there and says something to him in a different language and then disappears. But what he says to him with the subtitles, it's like something about them having a great responsibility and they need to take care of the planet. And then he goes and like, anyone tell me what the fuck that was all about? But yeah, no, it's yeah, he's straight up there. He's like, oh, take care of the Shi'ai Ryu. I don't know who you are, what you just said. I think you're my ancestor.
Raiden told me we're related or something. You came out of a bloody gardening trowel that was apparently tied to a rope of some type.
Checks out, you know.
I loved that it was just a gardening tool that he had that he was just like, fuck, dude, I threw the fucking katana at that dude and now I have nothing to use. Like, it was so sick. It was just, it's also super weird because like I didn't know anything about their gardening tools back in the 1600s, but like it's just a knife.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I say why would you, but I was the guy that like when people are like, oh, it's just some like a hand shovel that he's using. And I looked it up and it's like, no, it's one of the tools that like they would carry for like, it's just light and easy to dig with and shit like that. It's like, it would make sense that now, as far as him being like MacGyver instinct kicking him in, like, all right, I got a rope and a knife. Okay, cool. I know how
I got 8 feet of rope over here for no reason, and then
that's 1600s. They always got rope lying around.
Yeah, it's just everywhere. They leave it in the garden just in case.
Apparently.
Just in case of ice ninja attack. That's
yeah.
Apparently something they have to be on the lookout for.
Yeah.
Bring
Basically
it up at the next committee meeting. Next Ninja Council meeting. So I propose every 50 feet, actually, we'll just put it with the fire extinguishers. We already have an infrastructure there. We should have 8 to 12 feet of rope. Why? Because of the ice ninjas. Didn't elect me comptroller for nothing.
Winter's coming.
You got White Walker ninjas coming in.
Yeah. I mean, you had White Walker dragons, so why not?
Dude, okay.
Don't give him any ideas for the special edition in 10 years.
Liu Kang's animality was a billion times better than the other one in the movies.
Well, yeah. Dude, he's CG dragon fighting like a CG like Hydra
that was sick.
Or something
for 2 fucking seconds. And then, yeah, but like I love that Cabal dies by fire because I'm pretty sure that's why he's in the fucking Iron Lung.
Yeah, why was that or poison?
Yeah, it could have been like something like toxic.
Yeah,
like
I don't think he just said he's the reason I live in this iron lung.
Because I know in the video game he's like either severely burned or some kind of like eroded.
Real. Fucking insane.
Yeah.
Well, what would you guys if you had to rate this movie, what kind of rating would you give it?
I'm giving it a solid 8.5.
Fuck yeah.
It ticked every box that needed to tick for me, man.
Yeah, me too.
The only downside to the movie is that it wasn't longer.
And that's saying a lot because it was like a 2.5 hour long movie. It was not short.
Really?
Yeah, it was something like it was over 2 hours.
Wow, that shit flew by.
Right? That's what I'm saying. It was like Godzilla,
Yeah.
another one, like Godzilla. Like
Yeah.
same thing.
I think it ended up being like an hour and like an hour 40.
Really?
Or something, yeah.
Let me check.
The credits are like 10 minutes long.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, those credits. I love the way that they designed them. Oh, an hour and 50 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought it was like 2.5 hours. Huh.
Okay, good.
If it was 2.5 hours, they would have been able to cover way more ground for sure.
I'll say I don't think I got that stoned, but
Yeah.
so yeah, man. Yeah, it's solid 8.5. You know, it's not like, is this like one of the greatest movies? Am I gonna like put it up there with like Watchmen or Braveheart? No. But I mean, it's a fucking movie about Braveheart is a fantastic movie. I see you shaking your head.
No, I'm saying like, why would you put Braveheart and Watchmen in the same sentence as the great movies?
Great
you're
movies.
trying to compare.
5 great movies.
Dude.
Oh, dude, you want to know what else on that list? Armageddon,
what?
Event Horizon, Mortal Kombat, the first one. Like, great movies, groundbreaking in what they did for me.
Yeah, but like Braveheart was definitely groundbreaking. Watchmen, I would not have considered like a groundbreaking movie.
They called that movie unfilmable for 20 years in Hollywood until they finally did it. That's broke a little bit of ground there. Broke the ground for CGI dick editing. Tell you that right now.
They broke the mold for that one.
That's true.
That's
true. CGI penises. Yep.
CGI penis, man. I didn't think I'd ever see the day, honestly. But then again, I do go on the internet pretty often, so it's kind of likely to go see some CGI penis.
Well, there's CGI penis, and then there's Dr. Manhattan's
fully, in a major motion.
Like every step he makes, you can basically hear the.
I'm surprised they didn't ADR that in.
I haven't checked yet, but.
You actually some really good headphones and just listen to it. Really
I used to have this. I used to have a cam of the original Watchmen movie, like the theatrical cut. But it was something with the way the guy's camera that he had, and I acquired this completely legally, by the way. Oh fuck it, it's been 7 years. No, I pirated that shit. The camera was really good quality, and it kind of like blended the over the top CGI elements into the background a little bit. So it looked like a movie that came out in the 80s and everything. Like Dr. Manhattan wasn't clearly a CGI blue guy walking around. The way the cam made it work was he kind of blended in a little better. But the part that sold it was the soundtrack during when he's on Mars and he's doing that monologue and it's like slowly peeling out. The soundtrack you could hear better than in the like 4K one. You could hear the music better. Through that, and on the 4K Watchmen, he's just a little blue dot on Mars. That's all you see it pulling out. On my cam version, if you zoomed in, you could still see the little divot in his butt crack on the cam version. And I was like, you tell me that's not better quality.
Attention to detail. But overall, I think I would give this movie a 7.5 because like. Even though I was like kind of harsh on the fact that like it's like at a 6 out of 10 online, like it's not a perfect movie. I mean, it's not even a perfect Mortal Kombat movie, but like it's good. It's fun to watch. It's entertaining. It gives you just enough information to like kind of like hop aboard the train, even if you don't know a whole lot. And like it also has enough for people that played the video games to be like, oh, nice. I noticed that. Oh, noob Cybot next time. Cool. Like it's good. It's a good movie, but like I definitely think that the sequels can do better.
Oh yeah.
If I can get through this, I'll kind of go somewhere in the middle. I'll say 8. I feel like the first two had to be the way that they are for this one to be how it is. Because if we didn't have those first two and this was the first shot of it, then I don't think it would be as good as it is. To today's standards.
Fair point.
And I also to what you said, Alex. That was something I thought about earlier when I was watching it. As far as like because trying to understand the actual lore of the game compared to this is like it's so like up its own ass and like it's so hard to like it's hard to take an idea that's like that's like decades old as far as like a game and as far as like the idea of it and try to put it into for a new audience, I guess. And that's kind of what this felt like is like enough fan service for the people that are really into it, but it was also like a good introduction to like somebody that is only maybe familiar with like the first or like the last few games that came out and like only really know like the main like names and like stories and stuff. So that's kind of I feel like somebody could definitely appreciate it for on both sides and still kind of walk away with something cool with it. So
I 100% agree with you. Because I am that person. And that's I gotta give it at least an 8.5, mainly for that reason that you just said, Aaron. Like for someone who is a very I like it. I've always been a fan of Mortal Kombat, but I'm a very passive fan. I've never really taken any big deep dives into it or anything like that. And so for someone like me to come into it and still be able to pick up on the Easter eggs, catch some of the references, and just fucking Yeah, like we're all saying, it did everything it needed to do for a Mortal Kombat movie for me and for as a fan. And it's I think they did a really stellar job with it. And I really loved all the acting. I thought the actors did a really good job with their parts. Yeah. And obviously the choreography, the music, the soundtrack. We got to talk about soundtrack before we leave.
Yes.
There was, sorry, before we were talking about the writing and stuff earlier, how you said it was written. And like, to me, I said this jokingly earlier, but I was like, the people that try to watch these kind of movies for the story of it are the same ones that watch porn for the writing.
Porn for the plot.
Yeah. Like, it's kind of that same thing. It's like, well, you know what this is going into it. Like, you know,
yeah, dude.
Big, like, over the top martial arts movie as core, you know,
like you know, the people that are involved, like at the creative level with this movie, would be happy with like fucking 3 minutes of dialogue every 10 minutes, and it just being characters in those costumes fighting and spitting one-liners at each other. Like,
yep,
they would make that 2.5 hour movie and then release the 4-hour director's cut. And we would eat it up, but the general public needs storyline and like characters, and there wasn't any real romantic storyline, so that's a nice change of pace.
Yeah.
You know, they have to have something grounding, so of course he's got like his family to look out for.
Yeah.
So yeah,
soundtrack.
Interesting. Soundtrack though. Yeah, so as I said at the top of this, man, I love that soundtrack. And Aaron, you were saying the same thing, man. You remember that was like the first kind of, I guess now, because everything needs its own fucking subgenre, it was like acid house, I think a lot of it was called.
It was weird. Yeah, it was
a lot of like light, airy synth with that doop 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 doop, like.
Yeah.
So this one though, man, they kept all that. Like, it was fantastic at points here, and I think it was the first time it's Liu Kang versus Cabal. They had like the old school like rhythm, but with like new school stuff going over the top of it. But it was when Scorpion sticks him with the thing and pulls him, and you hear the get over here. I was like, yeah, dude. Yeah. That, like, them using that, like, that's what it is, dude. That was again, it's the Mortal Kombat theme from the movie. Like, it's forever that lick. And the composer, I had the name just pulled up.
So I have it.
Benjamin Wallfish.
Okay.
It's like they went to him and they were like, here's the 3-minute, I think it's called Techno Syndrome. Here's the original Mortal Kombat theme that has all those like doo-ba-doo-doo-doo, test your might, like, and do something with that. And he was like, I will sprinkle this. I will shatter this song, and I will sprinkle every bit of it into every little bit of the soundtrack. It's going to be a movie soundtrack. It's a lot of drums. But they'll do that with like a little bit of like like going in the background. It's like, yeah, dude, it was so good. Like I said, I've listened through this soundtrack. It's an hour and 19 minutes. I've probably put 20 hours into it.
Oh yeah.
Well, I was gonna say, because the original one kind of speaks to the time, because I'm looking at it now, and whereas it is a lot of like KMFDM is on it.
Oh no shit.
Oh yeah.
Fear Factory.
Yeah.
That was Scorpion versus Johnny Cage.
Yeah. Napalm Death type.
Yeah.
I didn't know Napalm Death was in the soundtrack. That's sick.
Twist the Knife Slowly is the song.
It's
on the sound. I don't know if it's in the movie, but it's on the. But yeah, so that kind of speaks to, really like the time and stuff, because that, I mean, like, I guess, what am I trying to say? Like, as far as movie soundtracks go, and as far as like, things like that, where it's all, trying to capture the idea of the movie and stuff, and how at this time I feel like there was a lot of like heavier music that was being put in with movies.
Yeah, the 90s, because that was your extreme genre. That's what you had. You had Ace Ventura and Cannibal Corpse.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
The Mortal Kombat, there was the OST, and then they had like the music from the motion picture that came with it. That was that 2 CD combo that we had. That was sweet. But yeah, that first one was, it was like a kick-ass metal compilation with like some like crazy 90s industrial metal. Annihilation had straight up had like Rammstein. There's that playlist. Rammstein, Megadeth, Juno Reactor, which went on to be the ones that did all the cool shit in the Matrix movies, and actually a lot of soundtracks in the 90s they did themes for. Pretty much anything Paul W.S. Anderson did before Resident Evil, Juno Reactor had a part in.
Oh yeah.
That's
a cool name.
A lot of it was kind of the same, like synthy kind of stuff.
Yeah, the soundtrack of this, like, it blew my mind that they were able to capture the fun of that like 90s techno stuff, and put it into like a big epic score.
Yeah, I thought it was so funny hearing the dun 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 and like a huge like orchestral sound to it.
It was sick.
Yeah. It was like that kind of like weird epic where you're like, oh, they did the thing. Oh.
Hey, that's the notes. This is
the mad notes.
The mad notes.
It's like when you hear like the Avengers theme the first time you saw the Endgame trailer, and you're like, oh,
yeah, that's the best. I love that.
You mean the Buffy theme, right?
It wasn't a Buffy theme. It was part of the Buffy sound or like the score, but it
was the Buffy sadness theme. That's what I'm trying to find. Like, I think I need to find like a copy of the OST, the Buffy OST, and see if I can find that. I'm gonna blow the lid off this thing, dude.
Aaron, you watched it again right before we got on. Did you have anything like written down or anything you wanted to bring up specifically that we didn't get to yet?
Not really. We kind of already.
All right. We covered it.
I guess like the main thing for me kind of watching back was just seeing those little.
No, you're good.
Good.
Yeah. You're a little choppy, but you're all right.
Because all you guys are frozen.
Oh, well.
No, we actually, last time you left, we all agreed that we'd say a trigger word and then we'd all just stop moving.
No, we're good.
No, man, that's weird.
Why? This thing moving, so that thing.
I guess.
Oh, yeah, that doesn't work. Oh, he left.
Oh, no.
What'd you do,
I
Alex?
wonder where you go.
I didn't do nothing.
Oh, shit.
So did you guys, while we wait, how about the Nevers? Did we check that out?
I did.
Nah.
Remind me what it is again, though?
It's like Lady X-Men in Victorian England.
Oh, yeah. And, it's kind of like, it's kind of like X-Men meets Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh. That's what that is?
Kind of Sherlocky.
Yeah, I tried.
Man, I thought it was going to be like some weird drama shit.
I was going through the first episode and I was like, this is strange.
It was okay.
Y'all watch Invincible?
Fuck yeah, I did.
The latest episode was fucking crazy.
I haven't.
Wait, what? There's a new. I thought the season was only like 4 episodes long.
No,
it's 8 episodes. So next week is the last episode. So there's up to 7 now.
Yeah.
I have 3 episodes of Invincible to watch.
Yeah, dude, and they get gnarly.
Oh my God,
holy shit! That last one was fucking brutal.
I love that show.
Yeah, you'll really enjoy the next ones too, especially if you're only at episode 4.
Yeah, hell yeah. All right, well, Aaron said his computer died on him and told us to finish it out. So,
all right,
Well, I guess we'll wrap this one up. This was, as always, nothing but a fucking pleasure doing these with you guys.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun.
I don't what's do we have any ideas for our next one?
I do.
So Kearney.
Yeah, so I sat down and we kind of teased this a little bit last week. I took that list and I beat the absolute hell out of it with a randomizer and some arbitrary rules that I completely made up on the spot that I had to ignore several times in order for there to be cool matchups.
No, you just wanted Pinhead in it, even though he would break the fucking roster.
No, we already determined how that's gonna go. No, we didn't, because it's completely random. No, we sat and we looked at it. Anyways, so before I get into that, we've got the roster. We built the whole bracket, and I want to send that out. I think if we post that up, have a couple people like throw in their ideas of who's going to do what. But before we look at any of that, I think what we need to do is Lost in the Bog style, just take turns arguing for these people. Controller pass style, we'll have two of us will argue. For say, I think one of them is the Leatherface didn't make the original cut. There's a couple upsets on there that we'll go over too. But like, yeah, no, Alex is.
There's a lot of good ones that are like just went right over.
Yeah, I didn't go over them, man. Okay, first off, Dormammu got picked in the original like random numbers, going down a list and just assigning random numbers to each one. And then I was like, well, I mean, he's kind of a god, so I don't think he could go on the list. But yeah, so we're gonna have like ourselves a little fantasy tournament.
Wait, didn't Darkseid get on the list?
I don't think he made the cut.
Oh, okay. Because I was about to say, if Darkseid can't get on, fucking Dormammu, fucking yeah. I mean, if Dormammu can't get on, Darkseid definitely fucking can't.
Darkseid can be defeated in combat, as has been shown. Dormammu has to be like tricked.
As actual Darkseid, though, no. Like his body that he has, Awaxu, isn't even his actual body after a certain point. Like he legitimately isn't that.
Save it for the court.
I'm just saying, like,
save it for the court.
He legitimately can't die unless they could somehow find his planet in his universe and fucking kill the core of it. Like,
we're gonna take all that and want you to bottle it up real nice and tight, and I'll see you Lost in the Bog, Tourney.
Lost in the Bog combat. This is our own Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, dude, it's gonna be great. In the spirit of the Mortal Kombat tournament, we're gonna have
our 4 realms.
Our 4 realms against each other. We've got horror icons, metal icons, super villains, and cryptids is our 4th one. And
I love the cryptids ones.
There is one that political correctness pending may be switched out at the last minute.
Really? A cryptid?
Yeah, the melon heads.
Why? What's wrong with that?
It's like pretty much agreed upon that they were a bunch of like disfigured like mental asylum patients that like were let go and lived in the woods.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Shit.
I did not know that.
Yeah, I went because I was like, I've never heard of this. I'm gonna go digging into it. So I went digging into it, and they were like, yeah, we're pretty sure it's like it was like a bunch of like mentally deficient people that were like kicked out of a hospital and like lived in the woods and would like they like chase people out of the woods and stuff. So I was like, I don't know if we can put them up against.
You can't call it a cryptid. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't call it a cryptid if it was just a normal person.
And here's why, because if he goes up against Pinhead's gonna be like, ooh, here's the thing. I kind of need you to ask me to do this. Like,
even I have standards.
I don't think that they're capable of giving consent. If that makes sense, I don't think this is okay for me. I gotta go. All right. Pinhead forfeits.
That would be funny. Pinhead takes a knee one round.
He's just not comfortable with it, dude.
This wasn't cool, guys.
Yeah, whoa.
So I have standards, okay? Like, I can't just do anything.
Yeah, the Melonheads ends up winning on technicality. Just get like, So yeah, like it's one of those things where the more I look at it, I'm like, maybe we'll like let one of the other guys in place of them, because I can see like, you know, what like the people in the office, like putting this all together, your accountants and stuff, and then someone misses or misreads something and accidentally lets a group that was entered as a joke move on. And then all of a sudden we get to the tournament. It's like, who the fuck are they? And they're the Melonheads. Oh my God, dude, they're supposed to fight the Wendigo. We can't just turn that loose on a bunch of handicapped people. That's not entertainment. That's slaughter. Slaughter at best, eugenics at worst.
Oh my God.
So,
all right, I agree.
So we're gonna go through it, and we're gonna fine tune it. But you know, we'll get that sent. We'll get the finalized one sent to you guys, and we'll start sharing that around. And then we'll just start knocking out rounds. I figure if we do a round per episode, we can knock it out over the summer. We'll have the finals sometime in June.
Oh, this is gonna be blast. Aaron, can you hear us? Your audio isn't, your mic's on mute. It says. Oh, and he's gone again.
Oh, he's gone. Well, so yeah, that's what my plan is.
Fuck yeah,
we're gonna have some fun.
Cooking up something fun.
That is gonna be fun. Do you guys want to do like the first one next weekend then?
Yeah, we can do that. I'll get it all fine tuned out, and I'll get you the brackets sent out in the next couple days.
Yeah, I got Saturday, Sunday, like always.
Nice.
Yep, that's my free time. So
actually, I'm depending on what I have to do Sunday, because I might have to work Sunday actually.
For sure. Well, Saturday then.
Yeah.
But all right, that is definitely gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah, we got that to look forward to for sure. But yeah, all right, let's wrap this one up, everybody. Thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you all enjoyed Mortal Kombat as much as we did. That movie is fucking brutal.
Fantastic.
And fucking watch it on HBO Max. Watch it in the theaters if you feel safe enough to. Fucking super sick.
Yeah, it's outstanding. Cannot recommend it enough. But since Aaron has disappeared on us, we will wrap this one up. Everybody, thanks for watching this episode of Lost in the Bog, and we'll be back again very soon with much more in our own Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, dude.
Fucking good night.
Good night.
Good night.